Hi guys, I'm back. I need to make a bunch of soap dispensers to restock my Etsy shop. So I thought I'd bring you guys along to show you my process on these. I'm going to start out by writing the description of each one on wax paper that I use on top of my desk. That one's going to be floral with blue, and then I've got a floral with yellow. Now, please excuse the camera and all of that stuff. I promise my next videos will be better. I have a new phone coming with new camera features, much better. So anyway, that one was going to be green. I ended up not making it, and you'll see that later. The round one is going to be gold with gold stone. And then this mold is a brand new one to me. This is the first time I'm making it, so I don't know how it's going to turn out. But it's going to be all purples. When I'm doing a new mold like that, I just do a basic color just to see what it's going to look like. So for the first two with florals, I'm using these really cool flowers. These are paper flowers on wire stems. So I'm going to put those in and then fold over that wire stem over the lip so that they kind of stay where I want them to. And you can add as many or as few of these as you want. I think I added like 4 on each side. Once I got them all into place, I used Scotch tape to tape down those wire ends just to make sure that they stayed where I wanted them to be when I pour resin into it. Because they're paper flowers, I was worried they were going to float. I hadn't done these before, so I wanted to make sure that they were going to stay exactly where I wanted them. So I'm using those same flowers on the second one, same technique, taping those all down. And now we're getting the resin ready. The other ones, I won't be putting any flowers in, so those will stay empty until I'm ready to pour them. I've got my blue. I'm going to set that aside, and then I'm going to mix up my yellow. Mixed up like 40 ounces of resin to do these to start off with. And there's my yellow, and I'm going to set that one aside too. Now we're going to use the rest of this, and I'm going to put gold in it for that round gold one. That one's actually an order. I've done it in blue before. Somebody asked me for a gold one. So I'm going to put a little bit of the gold resin in the bottom and then layer it with rock. Now, here it is completely filled, that gold one is, and it's because my camera cut off and I didn't realize it. So then I started the camera back up and I poured the blue one first, and then the resin's been sitting for like 10 minutes just so that those bubbles can rise. I had a little extra of the blue, so I'm going to put that into these tiny molds that I keep on the side. These are just, they look like they're bears. I'm going to use them as keychains. And I'm going to do the yellow. I always pour the lid first so to make sure I have enough for the lid so it matches. And then I pour the rest into the mold. And I had extra yellow too, so I added those to those. They look like gummy bears is what they look like. Make sure you go around that inner circle on the lid so you don't have any bubbles. Now I'm going to do the purple one. I had dripped some resin before, so I put a little bit more wax paper down so that I don't get resin on myself or anything else. I'm going to split this clear resin out into 3 different little pots because I've got a dark purple, a magenta, and a dark magenta that I'm going to use in this purple one. I also had some gold left over from the gold one, so I'm going to also layer in a little bit. That is silver. I'm going to add that in just to give it a little bit more sparkle. Get those all mixed up, and then you're going to see I'm just going to pour them in little by little, starting with the lid, going around that inner circle just to get any bubbles out. And now I'm going to just keep layering this in on this soap dispenser. I don't know what this is going to look like, but we're going to all find out together. Just keep layering that in. As you can see, I've already moved the green one out of the way because I decided to leave that one to the side. I'll do that one a different day. And again, I had extra. So there's all those little bears that I made with the extra resin because I don't like to waste any resin. So I made those, and those what I will turn into keychains and magnets later on. Okay, now I'm going to take wire cutters and carefully trim those stems off all the way around as close to the resin as I possibly can get. Then you just remove the tape and it takes all of those off. I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. Take all of those out of there. Just clip them without clipping your mold. So just be very careful so you don't clip your mold. All right, now those are gone. I'm adding a little bit of moss down at the bottom just to make it a little bit more natural look, I guess. But I'm going to add that moss in on both of them all the way around and just use my finger to push it in there. You'll see when you add the resin to the top, it shrinks it down and keeps it kind of where you want it. So I'm going to pour some clear resin over the top of that just to get it all settled in. Now I've got these river rocks, and these I actually found at my local grocery store in the plant section, and they were $1.50 a bag. That is the cheapest I've ever found these. So if you're in your local grocery store, take a look. See if in their plant section, if they've got those. They're for plants, but man, they work great in these. So I'm just going to layer those in there as the very last layer. I like to add stone or something like that to the bottom of my soap dispensers to give them weight, and it gives it a really cool look when you're all done, especially using the flowers. So I'm just going to do that on both of those, get those all layered in there nice and tight, and then I will add one more layer of clear resin on the top of those just to top that all off and make the bottom completely smooth. I hope you're liking this video. I hope it helps some people. Now we're going to go ahead and demold it. And as you can see, I forgot to turn my camera on. So the gold one I had already taken out of the mold. Now let's see what this purple one looks like. I'm very curious because I've never used this kind of mold before. So I'm really curious to see what it's going to look like. Take the lid out first. I had a little overspill on that one, but I will clip that off. And I'm just going to work this out of here. These are not the easiest to get out. And you'll see I had to grab something to get a little bit better grip on it because they do get a little slippery sometimes. All right, and it is finally out of the mold. That's actually a pretty cool look. I like how the gold kind of settled in. And I'm going to trim that over pour off. I use clippers, nail clippers to do that. And there it is. I like that. I'll link that mold in the description, as well as all the other molds and things that I've used in there. I always have a little over pour. And now we're going to do these square ones with the flowers. And looks like, yep, this is the yellow one. And again, needed some extra grip there. And that's how those turn out. Look at that. I'll have pictures at the end so you can see it a little bit better. And there's the yellow top. Now I do sand those a little bit and then I attach them with UV resin. I love the way these come out. The little paper flowers, a lot of them have little bubbles in them and it makes it look like they have dew on them. And I hope you can see that in the pictures at the end because it's a really cool effect. I will link those flowers in the description also. If you guys are liking my videos, please like and subscribe. I really like to hear your comments, your ideas. I love it all. And I do respond to comments also. And there's the blue one. I think that one's my favorite. I just like how it came out. And here's the final pictures. You can see in those little flowers, they have those little bubbles that got caught in them. Love it. And there's the gold and the purple one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon.